Hey, welcome. Today we're going to dive into a pretty powerful, maybe even a life-changing idea. How a really painful, unwelcome moment of truth can actually be the very thing that sets us on a path to incredible personal growth.
So this whole explainer really boils down to one big question. I know it sounds kind of strange, but can a moment that feels like a complete disaster, a personal failure, actually be a hidden gift? We're about to see how the answer to that can be a huge yes. Okay, so where does this journey start? Well, it begins with the concept that's, pretty tough for most of us to swallow. It's this idea of necessary impotence, or powerlessness. It's a hard first step, but it's absolutely crucial.
What I love about this quote is how real it is. It totally nails our first instinct, right? When we're up against a weakness, something we just can't fix on our own, what do? We fight it. We deny it. We push back with everything we've got. We try to prove we still have control. It's only when we've tried everything, when we've completely hit a wall, that we're finally ready to consider a different way. And that's reaching out. So, before we hit that wall, where are we living? Often, we're hiding behind what the source material calls our hidden covers. Let's take a look at what that really means.
I mean, let's be honest, we all do this, don't we? We have this image we want to project to the world. And we all have these parts of ourselves, these habits or character flaws, that we think we've got safely locked away, totally invisible to our friends, our family, everybody. We're living under this illusion that our covers are keeping us safe.
But what happens when that illusion, that bubble, just gets completely shattered? Well, that brings us to the main event here, the rude awakening.
Yeah, a rude awakening it's not subtle. It's that wham moment. That shocking, jarring point in time when the thing you thought was your deepest secret is suddenly out in the open for everyone to see. All your defenses just crumble, and you're left staring at a truth you just can't deny anymore.
So what does this actually look like in real life? Well, it could be a secret habit that suddenly gets exposed. Or maybe it's a sponsor, or a really good friend sitting you down and giving you some brutal, honest feedback, telling you that you have to start working the steps if you're ever going to get better. The feeling in that moment? Just total, complete exposure. Like all your protection is just gone.
Okay, so the secret's out.
What happens next?
Well, inside, it's total chaos. It's this massive collision of powerful, conflicting emotions.
And this slide just lays out that internal battle perfectly. On the outside, our first move is pure defense, right? We're shocked. Then we get angry. How dare they say that to me? Who do they think they are? But, underneath all that noise, there's this quiet little voice. It's a flicker of humility, this deep down gut feeling that, as much as it hurts to hear it, there's some truth there.
And this quote, man, it just hits the nail on the head. It explains exactly why we get so angry. It's all about vulnerability, that feeling of being completely exposed, naked for all to see. As it says here, it's terrifying. Of course, our first instinct is to lash out and fight back.
But, and this is the really crucial part, this is where the whole story flips. That awful, painful moment, it's not the end. It's actually the beginning of a genuine chance to grow. Think about it like this. You can't fix a problem if you don't even know it's there. So the rude awakening, as much as it stings, it does something absolutely essential. It's like a spotlight, shining directly on the exact behaviors, the specific issues that have been holding you back this whole time. And from there, a clear path starts to form. See, once you know what the barrier is, you get a choice. You can actually do something about it. The text talks about working the steps, which is just a way of saying you go through a structured process to take that barrier down piece by piece. And it's that work that leads you straight to healing and eventually to serenity. And there you have it. That's the whole journey. It takes this moment that feels like total humiliation and flips it into a moment of true liberation. The rude awakening becomes the launch pad for the spiritual awakening. So that painful truth, it really does become a gift. It's the key that finally unlocks the door to change. So let's wrap this up with this really powerful thought from the text. What this says is, just for today, I will recognize my rude awakenings as opportunities for growth toward a spiritual awakening. Just think about that for a second. What if we could start seeing our toughest, most embarrassing moments not as failures, but as invitations? Invitations to become better. Thanks for joining me.